Hi, today we are going to discuss another good chapter, budget and budgetary control. This budget and budgetary control are the familiar word, most of them, because all organizations are preparing their budget. Whenever you are preparing the budget, there should be budgetary control is there. Actually, personally, officially, we are preparing different types of budgets. In our house, we are preparing house budget will be there. Organizations are preparing different kinds of or different types of functional budget is also there. Why an organization is preparing the budget? If an organization is not preparing the budget, what will happen? These questions we can discuss through this chapter. Budget simply means blueprint of the plan. In simple, we can say budget means anticipation of future income and expense for a particular period. What will be our income in the future? And what are the types of expenses may be incurred in the future? So what is our income and what is our expenses in the future period and what will be the profitability of the organization in future? We are doing through the budget. So budget is a blueprint of the plan. All the organizations are preparing their budget every year. The main purpose behind the preparation of the budget is to utilize the effective resources of the organization. To utilize effectively the resources of the organization. An organization has different types of resources: men, material, money, land, labor, capital, we can say. Factors of production. All these factors of production should be effectively utilized. Then only we can achieve our objective. Our objective means organizational objectives. In order to achieve an organizational objective, we have to prepare timely budget. That means every year people or the companies are preparing their budget for the coming year. So budget means it's a financial or a quantitative statement showing anticipated income and anticipated expense for a particular period of time. Here a budget is a written plan. It is a written plan covering the projected activities. What are the activities we are going to do of the firm for a definite period of time? In a particular period of time, what are the activities an organization is going to do? It is a financial expression of the business plans. Financially, we are showing what are the income and what are the expense. Plans, policies to be pursued for the future period of time. What are the plans? What are the policies? How much will be the sales in the future? What will be the expenses? What will be the profitability of the next year? These informations we are getting through the preparation of the budget. After the preparation of the budget, we will check actual and the budgeted figures, that is known as comparison. That is why we are using budgetary control. Budgetary control is a tool normally used to evaluate all the planned activities are happened. All the planned activities are happened according to what we decided before. If some variations are there, what is the reason for variation? That we have to find out through the budgetary control. So budget and budgetary control are the closely related to functions of the organization. It is a financial expression. Whenever you are seeing a budget or whenever you are checking a budget, you can see the financial policies and the procedures of the organization in the future period of time. All the plans and policies to be pursued for the future period of time. Then whenever you are preparing a budget, what are the characteristics of a good budget? You want to prepare a budget. What will be the features or the characteristics of a good budgeting? Budget is prepared in advance for future plan. Normally all organizations are preparing their budget to achieve the future plan. Number two, it is an important device. The budget is an important device for planning, coordination and controlling of the organization. we have a plan, and we need a coordination of the different departments. And finally, what we are doing, planning and controlling, are the closely related functions of the management. If you have a proper plan, then only the control will come. Otherwise, control is meaningless. Good budgeting should involve at different levels of the people of the organization. When an organization is preparing a budget, we should involve different levels. Top level, middle level, lower level people are there. We should involve the different levels of the people in order to prepare a good budget. And authority and responsibility should be properly fixed. Whenever you are preparing the budget, what are the responsibilities of a person? What are the authority of a person? What a person is doing, what a person cannot do. That means authority and responsibility properly fixed. And what is the budget target? Sales target, or the production target, or the purchase target? Target should be realistic. Whenever you are preparing a budget, the target of the budget should be realistic. And a good accounting system is required for preparing a good budgeting. In order to prepare a good budgeting, an efficient or a good system of accounting system is required in order to prepare an efficient or a good budgeting for the future. From this, you will get a brief idea about the budgeting. Now we understand what is the exact meaning of budget and a budgetary control. Budgetary control refers the comparison between actual figures with the budgeted figures. If the variances are happened there, we take remedial steps to cover that variance, or we will find out the reasons for that variance. So, organizational setup for budgetary control. Your organization want to do the budgetary controlling system. How we can do, or how we can make a setup for the budgetary control. How we can do through the organization a setup. If we want to build a setup for the organization in the budgetary control. Successful implementation of a budgetary controlling system, we need an organizational setup. In order to build a successful implementation of budgetary controlling system, the following systems are to be ensured. You have to build a successful budgetary controlling system. You have to do, firstly, you have to prepare an organizational chart. Organizational chart is an effective implementation for the budgetary control. In order to implement the budgetary controlling system effective, we have to prepare an organizational chart. Through the organizational chart, you will get a clear picture about authority, responsibility of the individual, and to whom he is responsible. Chief executive of the organization is the top of the budget control. Then budget officer will be there. Then budget committee will be there. Then production manager, sales manager, purchase manager, and finance manager. Different managerial level we can see under the budget committee. So they can evaluate or they can compare the actual performance with our standard performance or the budgeted performance in order to understand major variance or big variance are happen or not. So chief executive of the organization, budget officer of the organization, budget committee. An organization should have a committee of the budget. Then under the budget committee can production manager, sales manager, personnel manager, purchase manager, finance manager, different manager levels you can see. Organizational setup for the budgetary control. The first point is we have to prepare an organizational chart. Next, budget committee. Budget committee means a permanent standing committee. All the department heads as member and usually general manager as the chairman of this budget. Budget committee is a permanent standing committee. All the departmental heads you can see as a member of the budget committee. General manager is usually the chairman of the budget. Normally we can say this is an advisory committee. They are giving various type of advices to the preparation of the budget. They are known as budget committee. Most of the organizations, that means the standard organization, you can see there is a budget committee is there. Then budget officer. Who is a budget officer? Budget officer is normally appointed by the chief executive of the organization. Chief executive of the organization appoint a budget officer. What is his responsibility? To scrutinize or to check the budget prepared by different functional heads. Different people in an organization may prepare the budget. He will scrutinize, he will check the budget. If some changes are required, if the situation is saying some changes are required, they will do the changes. That is known as budget officer. And the budget center will be a department or a section of the organization for the purpose of the budgetary control. Which section budget, which department, which part of the organization, you know that each expense is linked with the cost. For example, this cost is linked with a cost center. We know that each expense, each GL is linked with a cost center. Then only we can find out the exact cost of each department or each section or each company. So every organization has a budget center. Budget period. Budget period means the length or the time frame in order to prepare the budget. Some organizations will prepare too much time for the preparation of the budget. Some organization will take only limited time for the preparation. That will be depends upon the performance and activities of the organizations. Then budget manual will be there. Budget manual means what are the programs or what are the responsibilities and duties, responsibilities of the budget is involved in the budget manual. Suppose you are checking the budget manual, you can see all the aspects of the budget in there. It includes the budget program, duties, responsibilities of the organization's people. Then budget, what is a budget key factor? That is known as principal budget or a governor's budget. It is a factor whose influence affects all other budgets. Whose influence will affect all other budgets. That is shortage of material or government restrictions. So organizational setup for the budgetary control includes budget chart. You have to prepare an organizational chart. Then budget committee, budget officer, budget center, budget period, budget manual, budget key factor. These are the important points required in order to set up a budgetary control in an organization. We should have an organizational chart should be required. Budget committee, permanent standing committee. This is an advisory committee. Budget officer to scrutinize the budget. Budget center to apply a section or a department for the application of the budgeting. Then the period, that means the duration or the time frame for the budget. Budget manual, the duties, responsibilities, all the aspects of the organizations involved in the budget manual. Then what is the key factor or the limiting factor for the budget? Which is known as a principal budget. It is the factor whose influence affects all other budget. Whose influence is affecting all other budget. For example, shortage of raw material may be affect the production budget. It will affect the sales budget. So many points it will affect. Then government restrictions also sometimes affect the budget preparation. We can discuss some important terms in the budget. One is master budget. Some organizations are preparing master budget. Master budget includes, combines all the activities of the organization. We can prepare one budget that is known as master budget. Summary budget, it is otherwise known as summary budget or finalized budget plan. We can say it is a summary of the budget or it is a finalized plan of the organization. It is a capsule form made for the purpose of presenting in one report. Sometimes an organization have different types of budgets are there. We are summarizing and preparing in one capsule form, in the form of a capsule, simply in a presentable manner, in a capsule form, we will prepare as one report. That type of budget is known as master budget. Most of the organizations are preparing, normally big organizations are preparing a master budget to show a capsule report, to present a capsule report of all the aspects of the organization in one report. That means the budget report. Then some organizations are preparing functional budget. Functional budget means which relates to any of the functions of the undertaking or an organization. An organization has several functions. Each functions, an organization will prepare a budget. That each function is known as a sectional budgeting. Each section, an organization is preparing a budget that is known as sectional budgeting. Example, Some organizations will prepare sales budget, production budget, material budget, manufacturing overhead budget, administrative cost budget, selling and distribution cost budget, planned utilization cost budget, capital expenditure budget, capex, research and development budget, cash and financial budget. These are the examples of the sectional budgeting. Each section we can prepare the budget. Sales separate budget, purchase separate budget, production separate budget, material budget, manufacturing overhead, admin, capex, research and development, planned utilization, and cash and finalized budget also there. So organizations will prepare master budget and sectional budget also. Now you got a clear picture about what is the introduction of the budget, what are the features or the characteristics of budget, and in order to prepare the budget, what are the budgetary controlling system adopted by the organization, and we discussed about the various types of the budget. The next video we will discuss how to prepare the different types of budget. For example, sales budget, purchase budget, production budget, cash budget, research budget, capex budget. So different sections of the budget we can discuss in the next video. Thank you.